Guys, I've been talking about the Volkswagen Group and Nissan having issues, and I mean, issues is obviously an enormous understatement, but I've been ignoring the car company that's probably really truly on its last legs. The fact that so many dealerships have shut down. The American media have largely, for some reason, ignored this. But this car brand is in a crisis that is even beyond that of Nissan, aside from the fact that they are actually an offshoot of Nissan. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. For many years, I've been curious, why the hell would anyone buy an Infiniti car? If you bought an Infiniti, which is obviously Nissan's sub-brand, their premium brand, why did you buy it? I can't see any logical reason why anyone would have ever bought one. And it seems to me that, well, within the last 6 months, pretty much everyone is thinking the same thing as me. Not just in Australia, but in America. Pretty much, well, everywhere. Things have gotten so bad for Infiniti that dealerships are shutting down, or they're simply moving in with their Nissan parent. Infiniti dealers, the majority of them, are not making a profit. So, yeah, things are not going to look good anytime soon. There is no reason today, there's no model of Infiniti vehicle that anyone ever talks about, anywhere. I mean, guys, I look at hundreds and hundreds of articles every day in order to try to bring you the most interesting, the best news I can. And no one ever talks about Infiniti, except for the fact that, well, they are now. Infiniti has been in a tailspin caused by, well, numerous things. The parent company is horrendous, neglect, missteps, broken promises, cars that aren't that good and cost a lot of money. This means the brand has an aging and largely quite underwhelming lineup that consumers are, for good reason, basically completely avoiding. I feel kind of sorry for Infiniti dealerships. I mean, they didn't have a choice, what cars Nissan chose to serve up to them, to vomit up to them, I should say. Anyway, the numbers in the US show the picture of what's really going on, and that is that 45% is the decline in their sales over the past decade. Their sales have fallen by 45%. Keep in mind, the US is the most important market worldwide for Infiniti. Here in Australia, the brand is, well, they tried, didn't work out. Put it that way. And that's the same for Infiniti in many places. Infiniti actually sold 116,500 vehicles in 2013. That's a pretty good number. But in a much bigger car market, last year they sold 64,700. This year, it's even worse than that. Infiniti has acknowledged that things are bad, really bad, and nothing's going to change anytime soon. So they're turning to Nissan dealerships to, as Car Scoops says, put a roof over their head. This could be interesting. Kind of like, your sister moving into your bedroom. Yeah, when you're a teenager. Automotive News says that Infiniti dealers sell an average of only 24 vehicles every month. So they're not able to pay the bills, essentially. To get around this, Infiniti has reportedly decided to allow some dealers to co-locate with Nissan stores because, well, they have no choice. And the reason this has happened is because, of course, Nissan is concerned that these dealers will simply pack up shop, cut their losses, which could be millions potentially. It costs a lot to set up a dealership, to create a brand. But just why would you stick around if you can't sell any cars and you're making a loss? One dealer told Automotive News that he's lost multiple millions of dollars since signing up to sell Infiniti products. He said that the dealership will lose at least $600,000 to $900,000 this year. Other Infiniti dealerships apparently are looking at losses of $2 million or more just in 2024 alone. Nissan's Steve Millett confirmed the cohabitation effort and told them their evaluation prioritizes the health of the retailer and Infiniti business. He went on to say the company also considers other factors such as sales, costs, and the size of the facilities. Here's the thing. I mean, it's almost like Infiniti are moving in with this because they think, oh, it's going to be safe now. It's going to be okay. There's, all these customers are going to be walking in the door. We can upsell them from a Nissan to an Infiniti, but customers aren't really walking in the door all that much in Infiniti dealerships or Nissan dealerships either. So considering Nissan's collapsing sales, particularly in China, I don't see why this is really going to help Infiniti or Nissan. Even if a joint location is approved, it has to deliver an Infiniti-like experience, says Nissan. This is easier said than done, as the company reportedly mandates a separate entrance, showroom, and lounge. Nissan's bureaucracy is crazy. I mean, the Infiniti brand has no value anymore. I'm sorry if you own one of these, but they don't. They're not aspirational in any way. Co-branded dealers reportedly need a unique sales and service team. They need a separate entrance, a separate lounge, a separate whole bunch of things, right, to meet Nissan's requirements. Co-branded dealers also reportedly need a unique sales and service team, although some staff can be shared as long as you don't let customers know. So if you're Infiniti customers, if you can manage to get one, if they don't know that actually someone behind the scenes actually works for Nissan, that's okay. But if they find out, that's naughty, very naughty. Nissan and Infiniti dealers therefore can coexist, but under extreme conditions. So they're coexisting, but they're separate. Sort of like putting a sheet in your bedroom. You're on this side, yeah. The move follows a similar effort in Canada, where Infiniti sales are far lower than in America. There, an Infiniti retailer sold 6,000 vehicles in 2023. And of course, that figure will shrink drastically in 2024. So far this year, Infiniti sales are down a further 30% on already small numbers. Honestly, if you're an Infiniti dealership and you're losing this kind of money, my suggestion is cut your losses. Your parent company, its debt is rated at junk. It is. Your parent company, the CEO, is saying all kinds of things. He's saying, well, his executives are saying that Nissan has 12 to 14 months to survive unless the company finds an angel investor with billions of dollars to help them. Do you really think that's likely? I mean, that's what Fisker was looking for. Fisker hoped that would be Nissan. Ridiculous. Didn't work out. We saw what happened to Fisker, right? Now, here's what the Tokai Tokyo Intelligence Laboratory senior analyst said. What we have today at Nissan is a man-made disaster. While it's true that there has been a tremendous amount of uncertainty and disruption in the industry itself, this is basically a case of a failure of management strategy. He went on to say the CEO has acknowledged management responsibility for our current disastrous situation. Cut your losses, my friends. I do feel for you. I genuinely do. This is terrible, but it's time to leave the dead horse behind and get on your hike, get on your walk, walk down the street, walk down that road, and don't look back.